I would lay in bed at night and look at my hand and ask the question, where did I come from? I would question this so deeply, but I didn't have the answer. No one was there to tell me, and I desperately was searching.
John Calhoun came from a broken home. Even at 16, he wanted more out of life. He tried drugs and alcohol, even the occult.
I was holding a book in my hand about astral projection, wasn't really believing in it, and suddenly I blinked my eyes, and the next thing you know, I began to go through the roof and over the top of the house, and was literally leaving the earth. And I remember going into outer blackness and darkness, like I was being catapulted backwards at a great rate of speed. I went numb, and I was just fascinated at first, and then fear overcame me. It was fear you could taste, fear you could touch. And I screamed out for help, and it seemed as if something was pulling me into a pit of darkness. Then I heard a voice say, Jesus, and my mother had seen this taking place. She said my eyes were rolled back in my head, and she didn't know what to do. She grabbed a hold of me. She slapped me on the face.
His encounter with the supernatural frightened him. It made John want to understand, was there more to this life? Were heaven and hell real? John had a paper route. While folding papers early one morning, he came across the 700 Club.
Pat began to talk about you can be saved by just accepting what Jesus did on the cross, not by good works or being religious. And I was amazed to know that you didn't have to earn God's love. That just blew my mind, that you could just ask Jesus to come into your heart, and that's all he needed from me. And so then I asked him into my heart that day. God's Holy Spirit came into the room and filled that void up that was on the inside of me, and a peace that passes all understanding came into my heart, and I knew that I was saved.
Later in the program, Pat Robertson prayed for healing and had a word of knowledge that got John's attention.
And Pat said, someone has an ongoing problem with your feet that is very painful. And I remember he said, it's like there are scabs on your feet, and they're bleeding, and they're very painful, and God's healing you right now.
For years, the teen had been battling a problem with his feet. No medicine seemed to help.
I had a chronic foot problem that you could say was athlete's feet, and it wasn't just in one spot or two. It covered my feet, and it got to where the last couple of days I couldn't even wear a shoe. And I was desperate. It was painful. The next morning, I woke up, and then I looked down at my feet, and they were like a newborn baby's skin. Just perfect, absolutely, instantaneously, totally healed. I think God wanted to reassure me that he heard my prayer of salvation by showing me what he did on the outside. God was saying, if I can do this on the outside, this is what I can do on the inside.